Welcome back to the O Hockey Show, and today I'm talking about the Dallas Stars and what they should be doing at the upcoming NHL trade deadline. So, the Dallas Stars since the beginning of the year have been a good team. Of course, going into this season, it was kind of a question where they could even land. They could be in first or 31st, They could be right outside the playoffs or right in them. They could be in the mix or not in the mix. They could be a buyer or a seller. They could have been anything, and this team has come not full circle. They just come together and playing good. I mean, it's fantastic. Every single line is amazing. From first line to fourth line, from Robertson to Radek-Faksa, this team has been pretty killer overall. Even defensively, you lose John Klingberg. You think that might lose a lot of offense for your defense. But then they bring in a guy like Nils Lundqvist who's gotten 5 goals as a rookie, right? So this team overall has been so good. And goaltending-wise, Jake Ottinger, my pick for the next best goaltender in the world. Incredible guy, right? So overall, the Stars are looking good. They're really solid. Not really anywhere that I would say is a weak point, Like, of course, you could always say, instead of Radek-Faksa, you could have another Joe Pavelski or something like that. And it's like, well, yeah, but that's not logical, That's not going to happen. So right now for the Dallas Stars, there's been a lot of talks about what they are going to do or whatever. And overall, I think it's going to be pretty tough for the Stars to really make many moves because they don't have a lot of assets really to get rid of, right? They are a playoff team, so there's not like things they're going to get rid of. They're not going to get rid of Tyler Seguin or Jamie Benn at this point, right? I'm sure if they were playing this good last year, they probably would have moved them out, but at this point, probably not so. And they don't have a lot of cap space to play with either, so either way, either avenue when it comes to the trade deadline, they don't have a lot of wiggle room. So overall, it's going to be tough for them to make any moves really. But what I'm here for is to talk about what they could do and potentially do. So it'd be boring if I just shut it off there and said they do nothing. So let's see what they could do. So there has been talks about the teams that Patrick Kane could go to, and one of them has been Dallas. And once again, I question how the hell would that happen. There was talks about him going to Colorado too, and I'm like, there's just no way. These teams would have to get rid of a main piece for that to happen. And I just don't see this happening for the Dallas Stars. Now, of course, would it absolutely be incredible? Yes, of course it would be. I mean, this team might be my pick for the Stanley Cup at that point if they brought him onto this team. They were already killer offensively. Now they'd just be absolutely, humiliating teams offensively. So I don't think that could really happen. But sticking with Chicago, there's a guy on that team who's got more points than him by 1, and that is Max Domi, who I don't see a lot of people talking about. Max Domi's got 46 points. Kane's got 45, and he's contract only $3 million. Now talk about a contract that could actually be absorbed by another team, especially if Chicago retains some salary. Easily one of the few contracts and one of the big names that Dallas could easily bring onto this team, have Chicago retain half of it, or I would say someone like Radek-Faksa, which I think Dallas fans probably wouldn't want to get rid of him or the organization, but his contract's $3 million. He's only gotten 12 points this year. Is he really worth that much? Probably not, especially for a guy like Max Domi. Make a trade like that. But the thing about it, though, is that Chicago probably wants draft picks, right? And I don't know. I mean, Dallas doesn't have their first round for this season, so they'd have to give them ones from next year. So I guess if Chicago would be willing with that, but I think Max Domi would be a perfect match for this team because Dallas is Dallas, Cowboy State, right? It's Dallas, and Texas, I mean. So, well, both. And Max Domi being that hard-nosed guy going in there in Texas, a team comes to play in the playoffs, Max Domi just lays someone out on the boards and gets a 5-minute penalty, fights someone, gets sent out of the game. Like, Texas people would go nuts for that. So I think he'd be a perfect match for the Dallas Stars, especially on a second or second or third line. I think he'd be perfect to just make this team go over the edge. And they'd be able to bring him in. Another contract that I think they'd be able to bring in is Shane Gostisbehere. I mean, the Coyotes have so much cap space, they could easily retain half of it. And then you could move back out someone like a Radek-Faksa, just as an example. I'm sure they could find someone in the lineup that they could depart from to make the cap space for that to happen. And so this would make sense and makes total sense in my eyes. I know everyone's talking about Jacob Chikrin, but Shane Gostisbehere's got 9 goals this year. He's got 29 points on the Coyotes. On Dallas, I mean, similar climate, so like maybe climate was a problem in Philadelphia, and that's why he was awful there and not in Arizona. So who knows? Just throwing that out there. And also Shane Gostisbehere there. I mean, he would already have, I think, second or tied for first, was it, for goals on this team for defensemen. And I think Dallas already has great offense coming from their defense, but I think just a Gostisbehere would just overhaul that. And I think I really think Dallas should lean into the offense because Ottinger in the back there, you're already covered, and your defense is already pretty solid overall anyways. So Gostisbehere generating offense from the defensive zone would be amazing for this team, and I think the perfect upgrade that Dallas could definitely use. And I say probably not Chikrin because even though Chikrin's contract is less, it's for longer, and Dallas doesn't have that cap space, as I said, so it really wouldn't work out anyways. So probably not Chikrin. And then just a couple more out there ideas, of course, is like a Tyler Bertuzzi, but do I see that happening? Probably not, but who knows? Maybe Dallas wants to just throw a pass somewhere, and they want to bring something in just to make their team seem a little bit more interesting for the playoffs. And of course, the ever talked about Timo Meier. I would say I could maybe see it happening with him, but the thing is Sharks are also having their own cap problems, so it'd be hard to move someone out from Dallas to retain cap for the Sharks. So there would be another 3-team situation like with Toronto and the Blues and the Minnesota Wild, which I don't know how many teams are willing to do that. So who knows? There's a number of things that they could possibly do to make that happen. Would a Timo Meier, of course, make this team even better? Abso-freaking-lutely. Tyler Bertuzzi, I don't know, he's kind of being disappointing this year. But the other team, the other guys on this list, of course, Patrick Kane, what team wouldn't be better with him on it? But talk about a playoff hero. Patrick Kane, if you're looking for that overtime guy, which is their problem, as I've shown you over here, perfect match there. Timo Meier, would he be that guy? I think so. I think any of these guys on this list could be that potential overtime hero that you might be looking for. I don't know, just throwing out ideas. So, anyways, that is really all I think they have possibly to do. If my voice sounds absolutely terrible, it's because I went to a wrestling show, and it was absolutely incredible, and too sweet for the Young Bucks. That was awesome. No one cares watching this, but that's just what I wanted to say. It was incredible, so that was a lot of fun. But anyways, that is all I have to say. Just saying that for anyone who cares, who follows me. No one follows me. No one cares. I don't have a following. If you just stumbled upon this video, you don't care anyways. But you've made it this far, so maybe you care somewhat. At this point, I don't care. So anyways, thank you for watching this. Please feel free to pick up your free subscription down below by hitting that red subscribe button. If you like this video, leave a like, not a dislike, but go down below to the comment section and tell me how stupid I am and my dumb voice at this point and my terrible handwriting and whatever else you think of saying how bad I am at everything. And tell me, who do you think Dallas might bring into this team? I think my favorite place for Patrick Kane to go would be Dallas. I think because the jerseys are kind of similar, so it would be kind of similar looking already, just with a green jersey. So, yeah, it's just a stupid thing I have to say. So, thank you for watching this. If you somehow enjoyed it, you're welcome. Too sweet. I hope you're having an amazing day, and ta-ta for now.